Welcome back to Don't Gas the Badge, the football spin-off show from Don't Gas podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit those buttons. Today, so we've got something a little bit different today. I'll just go around and show you who we got on. So as usual, we've got JD joining us and special guest. We've got Daniel Ikoku, who we're going to be interviewing today. Daniel was an ex Chelsea Academy graduate, ex Bradford City Pro, and went on to play for other clubs as well. And what we're going to do is just have a little bit of a dive into some of the areas of the football game that maybe don't get spoken about enough. So hopefully you'll hear some new information and some new things that you weren't aware of that maybe you do want to know about, particularly if you've got children who have got aspirations of becoming pro footballers. This should be a great show for you to listen to. So Daniel's also actually my brother. So, I got this exclusive before anyone else, of course. And although we speak and we do speak football and stuff like this, but a lot of this stuff we're going to talk about today, we've never really gone into detail about. So a lot of this stuff is going to be new to me as well. So I'm excited, I'm interested, and can't wait to get this going. What are you saying, Daniel? You good, yeah?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nice one.
How's everyone?
Nice one. What?
All good,
Yeah,
brother.
man. All good. Welcome to Don't Gas anyway. And we'll start early at the beginning. Just tell us a little bit how you got into football in the first place.
You know what? Funny enough, the way I got into it was through you and everyone on the estate. I was obviously playing with boys that are 5 years, five years difference, and being thrown in at the deep end like that. That was some good learning. So it started from there, I'll say, which then I took into primary school. And I remember being in year three? How old were we when we were in year three? 7, 8?
Yeah, about
Wow.
7, 8 years old you would have been, yeah.
Yeah, in year three. I think so. Yeah, 7 turning 8. And because I was always playing with you like every day on the estate, on the green, I always thought quite highly of myself. I thought I can handle it. So being in school, seeing guys in the team 2 years above me, I thought that's easy food, man. I can mix it with them. And they're not even that good. So I bugged the head of year, the football coach. And I'd be like, I'm better than Junior, innit? Can you give me a chance? I'd bug him every day. Every time he saw me, he'd walk away.
Shout out to Junior, by the way. Shout out to Junior. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, no, Junior, no offense, but I had to go there. But I'd always approach him. I say, I always play with my brother, and I play good, there, all of this. He'll blank me and just walk away, like literally just turn away. And then what happened was, the next year, he must have seen me playing in the playground. And he was just watching the whole playground, innit? When they have the whistle and make sure nobody does anything. And he was watching me just run through people, innit? And then he came up to me and he said, "You know what? We got the trial for the school team, and I'd like you to come along." And I was shocked, innit? Because I didn't even know he was watching. And then, boy, I didn't look back after that. And then obviously went to the school team, played against, remember Smallwood?
Yeah.
So I went in as a year 4 to play against, I was 8 or 7, or just turning 8. And I remember scoring 2 goals and then setting up one in it, and it was 3-2. And then after the game,
Was that your first game as well?
My first
ever game.
Obviously, yeah,
okay.
apart from us playing outside and with no rules and no touchline and whatever, like with rules, innit? And then he was excited, innit? Because teachers, they like to have a good protege, or it helps them, innit? Having a
Do you
good
remember
player.
which teacher it was? Do you remember which teacher it was?
Yeah, Mr. Millington. I think he came when
Mr.
you left,
yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I do just vaguely remember him.
Bro, listen, he was ruthless. He only liked man because I could play football. Otherwise, he would have been onto man. But so what happened was, he was involved in the district team as well, because a lot of the primary school teachers, they're involved in it with the district. And so he's gassed now. He's telling the other district coaches, "Look, I feel we've got a good player here, man. I'm going to bring him to the trial." in the summer. So at the end of that year, there was a trial in the summer. So that's the end of year 4. Before going into year 5, there was a trial in it. So
Okay.
I went there, and I was one of 15 that was picked, and I was shook because I was like the last one to stand aside, innit? So I was sweating. I thought I wouldn't get picked, and then yeah, man, like
That
that's
might
how
have
I
been
got into
just
the
because your
district.
age. It might maybe because your age, isn't it? Maybe that's why they kind of waited a little bit on
But
selecting you. But
yeah, yeah,
no, I remember back in the day playing football in the estate and that, and to be fair, and I can confirm, like he was playing with people my age, and in fact even a year older than me, and he's better than half of them as well, even at that age, you know. So,
mm.
but so that's the district. How did Chelsea get to know about you? Because that was where you started your
So
your first kind of youth journey, isn't it? In the with a big club, I mean.
yeah, yeah. So what happened was, um, Millwall were big at the time, innit? They're like a lot of money, but you know the Den that was just bought around
Mm.
that time, like 95, 96. It was built for the Premier League, innit? And they were trying to get all the best young players in it.
Sorry,
And
just
I
quick
was,
one, just because we've had a comment coming. Sorry, Tom Furlong. Yo, yes, what you saying? Say for the comment, bro. Sorry, Dan.
yeah, man. So used to get all the London clubs come to the district games. So you'll have Tottenham, Arsenal, Chelsea, Millwall, Charlton, West Ham. They'll be there every week, innit? Because that's
Yeah,
how it used to work. They would come to district games to then take them to academies, innit? And the first club to the first 2 clubs that showed interest were Arsenal and Millwall, because they had to speak to the coach, who then spoke to my dad, didn't it? But
yeah.
nothing was like concrete with Arsenal. It was more concrete with Millwall, wasn't it? Arsenal were interested, but then Chelsea came, I think, after the first few games, isn't it? And then that's when they basically they pull it on the Wandsworth coach. They then get my dad's details in it, and my dad liked the sound of Chelsea, but
Okay.
he didn't really like the sound of Millwall. I don't know whether that's a personal thing with the fans. I don't know, but he weren't feeling
I,
it.
I've got a feeling it. I got for knowing your dad. I think it probably will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, just a quick one before we get into the more of the academy stuff. Like, what advice would you give? I know that there's people watching and even people on the show that. What advice would you give to kids who want to make the step up to make it at that kind of level, that youth level, just to kind of get the ball
Uh,
rolling? What advice would you give them?
what level though are you talking
So going from
to
playing from the school, the district, and kind of transitioning into playing for an actual club.
all right? Yeah, just be ready for non-selection, no smoke being blown up your ass, because you remember at school level and district level, you're number one, innit? And now you're going
Mm.
into an environment that becomes a 1%. Everyone's kind of on your level, innit? So you have to understand you're not going to play every minute. And that's why I think a lot of people get lost. They forget what standard they're playing, innit? They still think they're at
Mm.
district or school level. So you have to be prepared for that, because there's all tests in it. What they'll do is they might give you'll play 4 quarters, but you might play 2. Whereas for your district, you might play all of it. And they look at, you know
Okay.
what I mean? So you just got to be aware that they're watching your reaction. Little things like that.
All right. All right. Interesting. So then, okay. So when you first walked into the Chelsea academy, like how quickly did it hit you that you were actually at a big club? I know it's academy,
Mm,
but it's still a big club, isn't it?
Um,
How
well,
quickly did that hit you? Like what made you know that when you got there?
you know what? Because everything just happened so fluently, yeah, in the beginning, it it didn't hit me. So because what it is, people normally come in on like a 4-week trial, 6-week trial. I went in straight away. After 1 week, they offered me to sign a contract, like after 1 week. And then so what I'd say is, because at that time I just wanted to play. I wasn't even thinking about Chelsea. It wasn't even a big deal how it is these days. People are infatuated with it, innit? Being at an academy. I think before, because district football was so important, that was bigger than academy football, you know. I thought that was the main thing, innit? The main source.
Yeah,
So going into the academy, I just thought it was a bonus, innit? But it only hit me, I'd say it hit me when we traveled to a place called Cure. We went up north to play a tournament and you see Ajax there, you see Man United, you see Rangers, you see Atletico Madrid, and you're like, raw, now it feels real. You feel
yeah.
that's when you feel, yeah, I play for an academy. But before that, when you're just in London, you're playing London clubs, you just think it's a bonus. You don't see
Right.
how serious it is. Yeah.
JD, by the way, sorry, I'm just firing questions off. If you got any
No, no, no,
questions,
no,
just
it's all good, man. It's all good.
interject when you want. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, no,
I don't mean to take
This is
over.
raw and
I don't.
uncut. This ain't planned. Anything you're telling me is what man's I've done, and I'm just off the top of my head, man. So
That's
ask
how.
anything, man.
That's what we do on Don't Gas, bro. That's what we do on Don't Gas, man. Exactly that. So then, what I want to know is then, so what did the academy teach you outside of football, like about pressure, competition, and just yourself as a young man? Like, what did it teach you being in that academy environment?
Listen, they don't teach you anything because you got to look at it like this. A lot of them are not in the job too long, innit? They're all in it for themselves. A lot of the coaches, innit? You don't really get that man management, innit, at academy football. They're all stepping on each other's
Right.
toes to get up the ladder. So they ain't really got time to put an arm around you. So you have to learn things by yourself. And
Okay.
the thing I learned is that each year you become more thick-skinned because of how ruthless it really is. Because you're with your teammates, you know, that you go to training with. Yeah. Next thing you know, two or three of them are released. 6 months later, you realize there's no
Wow.
there's no friends. There's no friends in this because they just go. It's not like school where you know you're gonna
Mm.
see them for the next 4 or 5 years. You don't know who your friends are
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be after every 8 months. But it taught me to be quite thick-skinned.
Okay. So what sort of players that people might know did you see in training?
Listen, there was a lot of players that you should have seen in the Premier League that you didn't see that were better than the ones that made it. I could go on with it, but no
Okay.
one will know the names in it. But the ones that people will know that were my age that played Premier League was Leroy Lita. He was a year above me
Yeah,
because remember he was Reading's first million pound signing. Scored
that's right.
15
Yeah.
goals in a Prem, I think, one season, like neck and neck with Gerrard, and then Carlton Cole, who was 2 years above me. So
Okay.
they're the two at Chelsea that played Premier League. There's other players that played Championship and that in my age, but they were the ones that everyone would know, I'd say.
And then you found yourself at Bradford City. Like, how did that happen? What happened from going from Chelsea to Bradford City? How did you get there? Because obviously that's quite a distance from Chelsea, isn't it?
It's a this like, listen, it's quite strange, but if you know the story, then you'll understand it. It's what it was actually. Listen, I've been associated with Chelsea from the age of 10, so like 6 years till I was 16. And you take a lot for granted, innit? And being in London, being around your friends, having to take yourself to training, you get sidetracked, innit? And what happened was because I knew I was capable of playing for other teams. I'd say I got a bit bored there. I know that sounds mad, but when you've been there from 10 years old and you hear of players, your friends and peers at other clubs, you think it's better somewhere
Mm.
else, innit? So you get to what it's like when you're working, innit? You've been somewhere so long and it gets a bit rotten. But
Yeah,
because you take it for granted, because you've been there, like I was ball boy there all the time as a kid, got the pet, got you lot tickets and things like that. You take it for granted, innit? So I got to a point when I was 15, I'd say about 15, when it went a bit wrong and a bit sour. Because what happened was there was 20 of us in the under 15s, I'll say, 20 players in the academy. And two of us got sent for England schoolboy trials, innit? And I
yeah,
was one of them. And even then, you said to me, when did I feel like it was real or serious? It still didn't feel real because it was so normal. You get what I mean? It was the norm
mm,
just playing for them. Like when people made a
yeah,
big deal of it would go over my head. And I was very shy as well, and I didn't like talking about it. And obviously being in the area I was in, I had a lot of distractions. Going to Ernest Bevin, having all of them as my peers. Do you know what I mean? And
Mm.
I remember we had a game against Tottenham, Merrill's team, man, Tottenham. And we had a England school. I'm the same age group as Rooney, innit? We're
Mm.
October, we're a couple of days apart. I was meant to
Right.
be in that England under 15 team that he was in, and they came to watch me at Cobham, and I didn't turn up. Like didn't turn up because I was out with my friends. But I didn't realize how serious it was. I didn't even know that until I was brought in the office and they told me. They showed me the list and they said, England came. This was on the Monday, innit? A few days after the game. They're like, why didn't you come in?
Mm.
I said I was ill or something. And then they showed me a list of the boys in Chelsea who they sent, and it was just me and one other. And then they showed obviously and then I come to find out, I find out like Rooney's in the team, this person's in the team, and then from there I had a little bit of a bad name, but they still stuck by me. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'd say
Yeah.
from there, as an under 15, it went a bit sour, but I stayed on to the next season. But then I just
Can I just
then I
say,
ended
it
up making.
just goes to show you never know who's watching you. You never know
Yeah,
who's watching you. Just that one time that you didn't go or you didn't make the effort, and it could have been that one time where someone was there to watch you. You just don't know, do you? Do you know what I
and
mean?
they don't remember. Yeah, these days, yeah, you see the parents with their kids 24/7. Remember,
Mm.
I've made my own way to training, so you're not aware of what's going on. You know what I mean? You're not aware.
Yeah. Mm.
It felt like shit, sorry. It felt like just going to school playing for Chelsea. It felt like it was a drag. You know what I mean? And yeah, man. And
So
that's
then
not being
you
ungrateful.
got
That's just not being aware. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. So how did you get from there to Bradford then? Like how did that happen?
Well, my uncle, Abby, he was
Yeah.
so Abby was up there. He was living in a place called Harrogate in Sheffield, in Yorkshire.
Oh yeah, I remember when he was up there. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And he was living there because he used to play for Bradford rugby team, innit? Bradford Bulls.
Bradford Bulls,
And
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and he said, listen, because he knew about all the situation and whatnot. He said, listen, come up here, man, and come and have a look at Bradford. It might be good for you to get away from London. Hey, listen, it was a culture
Definitely.
shock, but I went up there because I was staying in Harrogate, but so I traveled to
Mm.
Bradford. He hooked it up in it, the trial. I went there on trial, but they heard they heard in it that I was at Chelsea, and when I was there, when I was training, the players were like, "Why did you come? Why did you come to this shit off from Chelsea? You left Chelsea to come here." I was like, "Well, I didn't get into anything. I just said I need to get away from home, innit?" So obviously, I was staying with him in it, and then I went on trial for like what 4 to 5 weeks, and then
Mm.
straight away they offered me a scholarship because I was 16, turning 17, in it.
So
So
sorry,
yeah,
Daniel.
that's how that
Okay.
happened.
So I just want to ask. So when you left Chelsea, like what other clubs in London like not interested, or like was there no other offers? Because obviously nowadays, like whenever you leave one of the Cat One, like you want one of the top academies, like Chelsea or
Mm,
Arsenal or whatever, like you can pretty much
yeah.
walk into anywhere else, like at AFC Wimbledon or Fulham, or you know what I'm saying. So was there no other offers at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
time?
Oh yeah, no, there was yeah, Aston Villa. They got one of the best academy back then. They had a better academy than Chelsea, and I'd
Mm.
say they were up there with Arsenal and Man United. It was those three. I don't. Do you remember Luke Moore? Player called Luke
Yeah.
Moore.
Yeah. I remember him. He
Yeah,
played for
yeah.
Villa.
So Luke Moore was my age. I'd play against him all the time, innit? Every season. He was one of their main players, innit? And when I
Yeah.
left Chelsea, Aston Villa called me up, innit? And before I went to Bradford, there was a few things that happened in between, innit? And I went to Rushden and Diamonds to play a game. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
sorry,
was
go
gonna say
on.
a few people that like from Battersea that went Rushton the Diamonds as well. Actually, that's a
Yeah,
place
yeah,
where
yeah.
people
A
went. But
lot of
yeah,
London guys were there. A lot of London
yeah,
guys from our area as well. So I went
mm,
there to try and get match fit. And they offered me they offered me something to be there, innit? And and I knew that I had a higher ceiling in it. I wanted to be some no offense, but I wanted to be somewhere else in it. And then in that transition, after that, Aston Villa called me up, innit? So I had to go and get fit because I knew they were one of the best academies you got, and you already heard about players like Luke Moore and that. And you remember Amadou Koeman, my brethren,
Oh yeah,
he was at Man United. He left Man United to go. He was there as well. And
didn't he play with
I
you at
went,
Wanderers or something?
yeah, at my
He
district.
did, didn't
And
he?
then
Yeah, yeah.
Alex Ferguson, it was his decision to sign him at Man United. He heard about him and watched him in it at Millwall, and they signed him at 14
Right.
or 14, 15. He lived in Clapham. Alex Ferguson was involved in that. And then,
Right.
so I went to Aston Villa. Back to your question, Mel. Went to Aston Villa, and then I went on a trial there. But because, listen, when you're on trial, you can't get injured, innit? So I broke down with a knee injury. I had a bad knee injury. I think it was like all growing pains as well, because I think I stopped growing when I was 16, and I was still getting niggly injuries and niggly pains in it. And yeah, that's what happened. I went on trial there, and then that ended. Went home, and then that's when my uncle contacted me, innit, and just said, "Listen, I think you need a
Right.
fresh start and come to Aston Villa." And they were London clubs, but by then I had in my head I need to get away.
Okay, so
Okay.
looking back at that, like the decision you made, like where you thought you had a higher ceiling, you wanted to go somewhere else. Like now, would you advise a younger player to like maybe stay somewhere where they're more likely to play? So say there's somewhere like a Rushden and Diamonds, or I don't know, like a Wycombe
Yeah.
Wanderers, but
Yeah.
like a young age, other clubs like interested in them. Would you advise them to
Yeah.
stay where they are, where they're more like where they're more likely to play, like and be able to like build themselves up a bit more?
100%, because that club's going to get the best out of them. Because when you're shown love and you're shown support and you're really liked somewhere, you're going to give your best, and that's when everybody else will sit up and take notice. Because when you leave and you get tapped up, sometimes it's too early because you haven't stamped your authority on the environment you're in already. You know what I mean? You're just known as potential. You want to go somewhere where you fulfilled your potential at your present place, and I'll say when you've done that and you've locked down where you are, I'd say then take that option.
By the way, Gripper008, thanks for your comment. Very insightful story so far. So people are liking what you're saying so far. I think it's insightful, and as I said, a lot of it I don't even know, and we haven't actually gone into that much detail about ourselves. So
Yeah, no,
I
it's
just
good
wanted to
because
say,
yeah.
sorry, go on. No, go on.
No, it's just that it's not. I've got you know what I mean. There's some ups, but a lot of it is there's a lot more downs. I would say, even for those who make it, like people don't really see the inside what goes on and the things you have to go
People see
through.
the successes,
Yeah,
they see the successes, they
see
don't
the
see the
money.
failures. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, they
typical
see.
story of it.
Yeah. They see the money you make, and yeah.
I'll tell you what, actually, because I'm going to tell you something about the ups and downs. Something that you said, because there's a player, yeah, he grew up with us. Yeah, his name was Danny Broomfield. I'm telling you, I don't know if he might have been
He
about
sounds
your age.
Danny Broomfield.
Yeah,
Who did he play for?
He was a baller. He was at West Ham
Mm.
as a kid. Okay, and I remember because we
Yeah.
used to play. Like, remember the tournaments we playing Battersea, like Sports Centre, and
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
he come back. This must have been about, I don't know, must have been about 95, 96. But he's coming us. He's telling us about Joe Cole. He's telling us, yeah, this kid is gonna come out. Like his name is Joe Cole. This. And I remember, yeah, a couple of years later when we saw Joe Cole make his debut, it's like, right, that's the kid Danny was like talking about. But like you said, with the ups and downs, like Danny was a promising player. Like he was I mean, we grew up with a few players that were like really good, like that could have gone on to do big things. But obviously, like he went through like certain things, like certain trials and that, and ended up not playing football. But it's just
You're looking at one here, mate.
Lee had Mitchell,
listen,
Lee had technique,
for the record, thank you. Just for the record,
everyone used to move.
tell them,
Everyone
man.
used to move. Everyone used to move out of the way of these shots, Yes, belter.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
2-footed as well,
Right,
2-footed. Shoot with 2 feet, plus with 2 feet. Yeah, bro. That was me, man. But I got released. I was fooling with Sean Davis, bro. You know that. Sean anyway. And we had another. That's another story. Hopefully, we can get Sean on one day, and we'll tell that story. But back to you, Dan. Anyway.
Tough, tough,
No,
You
man,
tough.
obviously
I want to hear about you, man. I want to hear about you.
nobody don't want to hear about me. They're
Uh,
listening to you right now, bro.
nah,
Trust
man.
me.
Yeah.
Um, we'll hopefully get Sean on one day and cover that story, man. But when you went to Bradford, you were obviously still quite young, so you would have been staying in digs. What was that like? How was it staying in digs in someone's home? Because clubs
Boy,
they have families who look after young players, don't they?
boy, they put me with these this old couple. They were in their 70s. Old Yorkshire people, innit? So it was a culture shock, like certain little things. Yeah, man. What can I say about it? Listen, there was I'm trying to look for the positives because the good thing is you grow up. Listen, you grow up quick, innit? You're away from home, so you have to man up quickly. But no, it taught me a lot of independence, man. Going to training by myself, you know what I mean? Having to, you know what I mean? There was no car, no sat nav to get me there. I had to ask people how to get to the training ground. So it made me grow up quick, man. It was good in that way. It was
What was
good in
the
that way.
area like though, in comparison to coming from South London, boy? That
But
must have been.
listen, I was tired. Listen, before every training session, I already did a warm up because everything's uphill. So when we had to get to training, everything was uphill. And when I'd come back, everything was downhill, wasn't it?
I don't know if you've been to Bradford. It is like that. It really is the
Yeah,
valley. I mean,
yeah,
I remember I came to see you one day. I got lost. Ended up going to Leeds
yeah,
in the end because I just couldn't find you or whatever.
yeah.
But yeah,
Listen, there were
it was just
no
literally
Google Maps
hills
on that, man.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Nah,
no, no.
none
Listen,
of
when we
that.
did pre-season, yeah, we used to do a run in it, and it used to be through the moors. You know when they used to film Emmerdale Farm, you could actually see the Emmerdale Farm set, and
Okay.
you'd be running through. And listen, when it comes to long distance, I was always at the back in it, so I was just walking and just looking over. I was like, "Right, Emmerdale Farm." I couldn't believe it. That
Emmerdale
was
Farm, you know.
different to Tooting, boy, Southwest London, completely
So what
different.
about day to day then? You know, away from training, day to day must have been difficult, surely.
Where no, I'm not gonna lie,
Because
it
like,
was
what do you
because
do? What do you
mm,
get up to? You know what I mean?
you report in for training at 9:30, and then you finish at what 11:30. You go eat, you shower, you eat, and then everyone's going home to their families, and I'm going back to the digs. Remember, we just had basic phones, videos, VCR, CD players. So but you didn't know any different. So I'd go
Mm.
home and sleep, and yeah, you just sleep, man, just sleep. And obviously on the weekend, you'd go out on a Saturday with some of the players and that. But not everybody was on guy, and I wanted to go out all the time in it because it was something to do. And then
Mm.
that's when I kept going back to London on a Saturday after a match, and then coming back late on a Sunday or first thing on a Monday just to be around the family, man. Because I saw
Yeah, I
everybody else
remember.
was.
I remember you used to
Just,
do that as well. It's just used to come down.
listen. I'll spend all my wages on travel, and have nothing to spend.
Except the
It's
time on
tough,
the
man.
train where you wait. Remember when you lost all your CDs on the train that time?
Hey, you remember that, innit?
Yeah.
Hiding in the toilet from the ticket man.
He left all his CDs. He had like a case, you know, where you put the CDs in, and he
You remember
left it
that?
in there, bro. Oh man. Oh,
Losing CDs wasn't a joke, you know.
that was
That
a
was
killer,
painful.
killer. Trust
Albums
me.
as well, you know. Albums from HMV.
So then, when okay, turning pro, yeah, I just want to know, and I know that a lot of people would love to know how this feels. The first time you saw the first team shirt hanging there with your name and number on it, like, what was you feeling? Like, how did you feel the
Well,
first
that
time you
was
saw that?
well. Listen, man. Obviously, I've told you the journey how I got there. So when that happened, I couldn't believe it, innit? Because you had people like Ashley Ward. Remember Ashley Ward, Andy
Yeah, I
Myers,
remember. Yeah. Mm.
Peter Atherton, David Weatherall. Like what happened was I was playing for the youth team, innit? And what happened was I was doing well, innit? And remember, I'd been out of football for 6 months. So when I went there, I'd only been playing football for 2 months. And it happened in the third month. So it all happened so quick, innit? I didn't think I was
Mm.
ready, innit? I was nervous. But what happened was after training on a Friday, because you know the game's on a Saturday, they said they came in the changing room. He put me on blast because people. Remember, I'm the youngest in that youth team as well. I'm in the first year,
Yeah.
so there's under 18s, under 19s, under 17s in it. So there was like, look, Daniel Koch, who's been selected to be in a squad for tomorrow, and it looked like the guy didn't want me there. The youth team coach, innit? He was like, yeah, it's mainly because it's covered for Ashley Ward. And I was like, look at that backhanded compliment, boy. It's like he was trying to make everybody else, the people that he rated, happy, innit? So that's where the hate starts, innit? And I clocked that.
Yeah.
But obviously, I was overwhelmed, innit? So it kind of blocked it out. But I was thinking, why did he say that? Why can't he just say I was selected, innit? He tried to say
Yeah.
it's
And just leave
because
that.
Ashley was carrying an injury, which I found out he wasn't even carrying an injury. And then, it was surreal, man. Because automatically you're thinking, right, I'm gonna
But that
play.
was the youth team coach, wasn't it?
That was
That
a
was the
youth team
youth team
coach.
coach
Yeah,
that said that. Okay.
he was from Nottingham. He came from Nottingham Forest, and he was a youth team coach. He ended up being the assistant manager. But
Right.
it's like he thought I didn't deserve it. Maybe because of my background and how I got there. And there's boys that are from the area, and I've just come in, and the first team manager liked me, innit? He took a liking to me.
Who was the manager? Was it Paul Jewell or was it Stuart McCall or someone like that?
No, Paul Jewell, he left just before. It's a guy called Nicky Law.
Okay, yeah.
Nicky Law, yeah. And then obviously after that was Brian Robson for a bit and Colin Todd. But yeah, before that, Nicky Law was the one I come in contact with, innit? Because I was involved in the first team training with them and that.
Yeah. So then, what differences? What differences did you notice, like training, preparation, that sort of thing, in comparison to the youth team?
I noticed that they just live better and eat better. They take it a lot more serious, innit?
Yeah.
And remember, they're feeding their kids, innit? Like in the youth team, you ain't got kids, so it's more for yourself, and you don't take it too serious. Obviously, people do take it serious in the youth team, but it's life or death with the first team, innit? The training sessions are like matches, innit? And boy, it brings the best out of you though. But then the way they're going into you, bro, David Weatherall and Peter Atherton and that, bro, and Andy Myers marking me in training, going through, man, literally just lifting you up. That's when you know it's a different space.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Like, the physicality is definitely going to be a lot higher. But like, how did the first team kind of? I don't know if they welcomed you or how did they treat you. Like, how were they with you when you actually joined the first team? Was there anyone that you respected? Anyone that wasn't happy about it?
Well, the ones I was happy with, were the ones who weren't from my culture, and they were the helpful ones. But there was a couple other men that weren't so welcoming, and they were from our neck of the woods, and that's what surprised me. They were very helpful, man. So I'd say like Ashley Wood, he gave man a good couple of Danny Calamarchu. Remember Danny Calamarchu?
Yeah, Everton striker.
Yeah. He was there. He was a joker. He was funny, man. He was, but he gave man good advice, and he was genuine, man. He actually, some of the pros wanted you to do well, and then there's others that would try and play mind games with you. Because remember, they're all fighting for a position, and if you're on the bench with them, and a young boy gets selected ahead of them, that's a dent in their ego, isn't it?
Yeah. There probably is a lot of egos flying around.
There's a lot of tension in training, man. There's a lot of tension.
Yeah, I mean,
do you sorry, go on, JD. Sorry, bro.
Like I say, like football, you can see it's a very small world, but it's a very snaky world as well. Like it's like everyone's gonna try and climb over each other to get that spot. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and it's happening with you see the coaching staff, from the coaching staff to the players, isn't it? The assistant manager.
Think about them.
You see assistant managers stay on, and the manager gets a sack. It's like he got him out. You see that scenario all the time, isn't it? They're like the information. The information the top get is from sometimes the boss's assistants and things like that. So everybody's trying to get that number one spot in it, and trying to get in the starting lineup.
You don't even think about coaches,
even though I didn't come through and make a name for myself, but I saw everything being around that environment and traveling with them across the country, innit?
So I remember, speaking of which, I remember I watched you against Middlesbrough, reserve game. It's
Yeah,
funny enough, it was Janino's comeback. Yeah, if you remember
mm,
Janino,
yeah.
from Middlesbrough's Janino.
You were there, you were
It was
there,
his
innit?
comeback. I was there. I came and I watched you.
Mm.
It was. I remember it being freezing. It was night. It was a night game. It was freezing cold as the Riverside Stadium is, and it's probably about November or something like that. But you had like
Yeah,
people like Janino, Emerson, Hugo Ekiog. They had about 5 or 6 full internationals, Middlesbrough, in that
yeah.
game
No, Macaroni was
versus
playing
Bradford. Yeah, Macaroni, yeah.
down in
So what?
Met,
What?
Met,
What? Oh yeah, Nemeth. I forgot him. What did you? What were the things that you took away from that game? Like, what was there anything
bruv,
that you
listen,
would say you took
a
away?
lot, man. That was a proud moment for me because I grew up watching Egiog and Janino. I remember having a poster on my wall back in 1995 of Janino. He was my
Mm,
best player at one. Remember at Middlesbrough that first season, he was my best player.
yeah,
Imagine
yeah,
your best player like how you I don't know how you see Ian Wright or how you see Kane or whatever. It was on that level, innit? And then 5 years later, I was 11 when I had the post on it. 5 years later, 5, 6 years, I'm playing on the same pitch as him, innit? So that was surreal, man. And seeing that Egiog's gonna mark me, and you play them on computer games and that, it was mad.
yeah. That
No,
must
it
be
was
mad.
mad.
That must be crazy. Yeah,
It's
man.
like an
Um,
out of body feeling, man. It's like, bro, I swear, bro, I pissed my pants, man. Nearly.
I know, I know you're not gonna. I know you're not gonna blow your own horn. Pause. But I hear that Janino came to give you his shirt after the game. Why was that? What
Yeah,
happened
man.
there?
He saw something good in me in a bad situation, innit? I think he liked the way I carried myself in that match, innit? Because you've lost and you're losing, you're playing against better players, but so then there becomes no pressure, innit? So I like
Mm,
every time I got the ball, I did something good, innit? Or positive. And I was our best player, innit? And and he saw that, innit? That there was our players and then there was me, innit? And I'm not saying
mm.
I was better than all of them. It was just on that day, innit? I played well. He saw something in me, and he came to the dressing room afterwards. He was doing all interviews and that, innit? And then after his interview, he knocked on the dressing room door, and said, "Yeah, can you give this to the striker over there?"
Yeah.
And I was just in shock, but
No.
I couldn't even
Yeah,
speak. I
you must
just,
have been, you must have been
bruv,
buzzing. Hey, I've
bruv,
got
I
to
couldn't
say,
talk.
Blunt, yeah, Blunt on the from the Don't Gas podcast. He killed for that shirt, bro. He Borough fan through and through, innit?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I hope he's watching. He's
Mm,
in Turkey at the moment, but I hope he's watching.
mm. Yeah, no, that was mad
But no,
because he was
that was mad.
genuinely my best player. That was my best for 2 years, 2 seasons. That was like my
Mm.
best player. And then to
I,
play for him to do that was just to play against him was one thing, and then for that to happen, I never thought that would happen. And
Something I do remember you telling me, and I'm going to bring it up just to shout him out because he's no longer with us. Hugo Ekiog.
mm,
You said he was giving you advice during the game, even though he was playing on the opposite side. What sort of advice was he giving you, and
listen, man,
how did you feel about that?
yeah, man, I met a lot of bad people in football, man. A lot of nasty, selfish pros, isn't it? He was one of the few that was nice. Like he was so cool. He actually gave me advice in the match because he could see I was a young player and that. And obviously we was about the same height, but he was winning the majority of the headers, isn't it? So he said, "Listen, let me give you a tip. If you go to the touchline and attack it, I can never beat you in a duel." And then it's like he wanted me to. He didn't care. He was quite selfless in it in telling me
Mm,
that. And I did it a few times, and it happened in it. And he was like, "Yeah, see, I told you." You know what I mean? You're just giving man
that's that.
advice
That
like
yeah.
that.
That.
Like
Mm.
he didn't have to do that. I've never played against any pro, even in training. Apart from yeah, a couple in training, like David Weatherall, he was a good guy. But you play with pros in
Mm.
training, they wouldn't even give you that advice. And I was playing against him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
that's
could
crazy,
potentially
man.
make him look bad. But
Mm.
you don't really meet guys like that in football. He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely,
He
man.
was a rock as but listen, he was a rock. Pause. I'm telling you, bro. You go into him, yeah. Listen, he was tough.
Next question I've got for you is it's a little bit different. So obviously, as fans, people that watch football, we see like the glamour side of it, and I know you've touched
Mm,
on some of the difficulties kind of getting to that point. Um, but you know, what are some of the more challenging things and the struggles that people don't see? Like where you might see a player, you hear reports on TV, oh, so and so he's been fined for being late for training, or they've been dropped because they were late for
mm,
training, and da da da. Like, what are some of the things that maybe that player goes through that we don't know about that maybe causes
yeah.
people to have that kind of attitude?
Oh, that's easy. Anyone that's played before or been in a setup in a team, even in a team, like any level. But I'd say
Mm,
the higher up you go, when you get left out of a team, it can be demoralizing. I don't care how much money you're on. When you're on the bench and you maybe get 5 minutes or you get no minutes, yeah, and there's players playing ahead of you because a manager just just for preference prefers him, innit? He's not better than you, and he's getting all the love, he's getting all, you know what I mean, all the attention, and then you have to while they're in the changing room after the game, you have to do a run because if you play under 30 minutes, it's standard, in it. You have to do a run. I don't know if people are aware of that. So every sub, if they don't get on and get less than half an hour, you have to do a horseshoe run. That's what we had to do back in the day, like Premier League
what's the
clubs,
horseshoe run?
Champions. So you you have to run up to this center circle, go around it, run across the line, come back, and then go to the middle, like halfway, halfway of the pitch, do half of that
Mm,
back and forth, just loads of doggy runs around the lines. And
right.
you have to do that for about 15, 20 minutes while they're celebrating in the changing room. And
Damn.
there could be players, yeah, acting cocky as
Mm,
well, just saying, yeah, how was that run, man? Just cracking little jokes. Yeah, man, I bet that hurt. All of that. Get
yeah,
me a
yeah.
coffee. Just run, just bare things that people don't know that go on. And the manager's in there celebrating with the team while you're with the fitness coach, while you've been training really well all week and you didn't get 1 minute. And to add salt into the wound, you're traveling from Bradford to Norwich. I remember traveling from Bradford to Norwich, 6 hour journey on the coach, going past my house in Wandsworth, like in Wandsworth, driving past it to go back up north to go training on the Sunday. Can't even go home while they're all going home to their family. Things
Yeah,
like
that
that,
must be hard, man.
painful, man.
Yeah,
And you're
man.
not on a lot of, and you're not on good money. It's enough to
Damn.
send you crazy. It can drive you crazy, man. Little things like that people don't see in it. So when people say, "Why is he so vexed, man? He's getting paid all that money, man."
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even though I weren't on a
I've
lot
said
of
that
money,
before.
I weren't on a lot of money, but it doesn't matter, man. It's demoralizing, man. You know what I mean? Seeing your peers and that get the love when you know you're better than them as well.
So
I'll say that's one of the
what's
darkest sides.
so what in terms of that, what's the most important thing you learned about the mentality it takes to make it? Because even though
Yeah,
you might be on the bench 1 week, the manager might
yeah,
change their view a bit. We see it all the time where
yeah.
you know you've got a certain player playing in a position and he plays there consecutively, but all of a sudden the manager changes it. So things can change.
They can.
In terms of your mentality, how do you keep that mentality just to keep going? Like what?
I did see with me. I can give you what I've seen in it and what I did in it. So in that situation where I didn't come on, I'd go into training vex. Like I wouldn't want to talk to no one. And that was the worst thing I could have done, innit? Because they're looking to
Mm,
see if you've got that character, innit? Saying, oh, he didn't get selected, but he's still on it. So I'll turn up just on time and be the first one to leave, innit? And just moping around. Do you know what I mean? Not even being vocal, they could just see it. You
mm,
just kissing your teeth and just whatever. You're just vexed. So what I would say is, I wish I did the opposite, innit? I went in training an hour early and let them see me that it hurt me that I didn't play. But what I did is I did the opposite. I showed them it
Mm.
bothered me, innit? And that's the worst thing I could have done.
And to be honest, but that could be why, like, you know, with a lot of young black players, they'll say like, oh, you know, he's got an attitude problem and this kind of thing,
Yeah.
There's little things like that because we're not taught, like a lot of us, like, to just, just carry on, just push through and just like, try not let things get to you. Just, give your best, give your
100%.
all times. Like, like we're not taught a lot of these things,
I was never listen. You obviously knowing that, so you understand that. That's 100%. I was never told once by anyone from my culture to do that. Do you get what I mean? I was never told that, so I didn't know how to react to rejection. I was just always taught to be angry.
That's what I'm saying. Role models are important, man. Massively important. I mean,
listen, your parents. Look, Meryl, you take your boy to football. You take your boy to football, innit?
Yeah, both
Anytime
my
he has
boys
football, exactly.
No,
Look at it. Look at.
Yeah.
Imagine you had that advice.
Both of them playing it. So for me, like football takes up the whole weekend during the season. Well, the whole weekend because obviously that wherever they gotta go, you got to travel to their game, and sometimes they're both playing in two different places. So I'll have to drop one, maybe with someone. I'll have to go to watch one game and then try and get back for the second half of one game, depending on how far it is, if possible. Sometimes it works. Sometimes you got to just miss one of their games. But I'll try and because my oldest son, he's 11 now. Like I've been watching all of his games pretty much. I've never missed a game really for him. So if I have to choose one, I'll probably go one play. Because the older one understands a bit more that I've been there like throughout his whole thing. So but my younger son, I mean, he trains with Chelsea's pre-academy, and even at that age, he's only 6, he's going 7. But even at that age, you see how competitive and like the parents.
That's when it starts, 6. That's when it's starting now. Like 6 years old, man. That's when they're getting them in.
Yeah, because me, like,
good to see that Bizzle's watching. Sorry, just had a comment. Just good to see Bizzle's watching us as well from Don't Gas. Say for the comment, Bizzle. Great perspective he's saying, Dan. So people are liking what you're talking about, man. Sorry, JD.
Listen, it's not something. It's not something I always talk about because it's a dark. It was like a dark. You know what I mean? It's quite dark in my past, isn't it? I don't really. That's why I haven't even told you everything. You know what I mean? But now that I'm older and I've got a son playing and things like that, it's good to just get off your chest, man.
Yeah,
this is good timing, actually. Good. This is good timing. Just to come on to that is Isaac, your son, my nephew, Isaac Ikoku. He's a Palace player, isn't he? He's at Crystal Palace, but he was actually at Fulham beforehand, wasn't he? Tell us about Isaac's move from Fulham to Palace, because this is quite amazing, if you ask me.
I'm not going to get into too many of the negative things like that we went through or whatnot, because I don't want to burn bridges. Because this football thing is crazy, You'll cuss someone, and then you end up working for them, innit? And they'll shaft you.
Yeah.
So I've learned that, innit? Off camera, I'll rinse them, he was when he was 8, he was at their pre-academy, innit? Like what Meryl's boy is at, that 6-year-old, innit? Just the pre-academy thing, innit? Before you can actually sign at 9. And he'd already been training at,
it ain't now they sign players now. It's 8, no?
It's 8, yeah. So they're under 9s, so they're 8.
Okay, yeah.
So they're under 9s, isn't it? And he was playing, Lambeth Tigers in Camberwell, Brixton. He was playing there, innit? And the guy, David Marriott, that runs it, he had links with Crystal Palace, innit? Crystal Palace. And we was offered initially there, but something told me that to sign at Fulham, because he was offered at Fulham as well. But he was just like everybody else, just there training with them, innit? And then played a couple of games, and then they offered him a contract, innit? So we signed at Fulham, and we were there for two years before moving to Crystal Palace.
Okay. Why did he choose Palace? What was the setup like? How was it different to Fulham, or is it just location, or is it What made
But
Palace a more
all of
sensible
those,
move for him?
well, it wasn't really location because we was living in Tooting at the time, and it only took half an hour to get to Motspur Park. That's Fulham, and it took like 50 minutes, 45 minutes to get to Beckenham. So it wasn't that. It was more of the coaches. They're more approachable. The facilities. I don't know if you've seen the facilities there. They spent a lot of money on them, and it being a South London club. And growing up, man, I've always had a little, you know what I mean, a little love for Palace. Do you know what I mean? They've never been that great,
Mm.
but there's always been a little soft spot for them, innit? And I just knew that that's where he was in the beginning, and it felt right going back there. But there was a bit
Yeah.
of there was some complicated. It wasn't as easy as that. They had to pay compensation,
Okay.
which meant that they obviously saw him play, and some of the coaches they had to give the green light, innit? Because if they're spending money on an 11-year-old, he has to be good.
Yeah,
And
they must value
credit
to
him.
do that.
Yeah,
Definitely
because
credits him.
it's not every day, you know. He's just blessed,
Do you
innit?
see any? Do you see any similarities or any differences between how Isaac is approaching the game? Because obviously he's got that guidance from you, hasn't he? So
Well, he's just a
where you
he's
didn't
just a
have
better.
it,
Yeah, he's just a better version. And when I say better version, I'll say technically a mentality. But the
okay.
raw ability, I think, obviously the raw shoot. Remember, I used to play with older boys. I was thrown in the deep end, didn't it? So I'd say I was tough. I'd say I was tougher and maybe faster and a bit stronger. But he's got a better football brain, technique, and a good mentality. And I think those three things in this day and age are very important, isn't it? Football brain,
Yeah,
technique, and mentality. I think them three now they weren't that
they're
important
more
back in the day.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
they're
it's
more
more
important
pace,
now.
power, strength, innit? And more so on that. But yeah,
What's the most important piece of football? We'll end on this one, sorry, because I know we've been doing this for a while now. What's the most important piece of football advice you've given to Isaac?
number one is be on time. I'll make sure we're on time. And
You want to try and make sure you're early, bro. Like, you know, even being early, man, getting places before it starts.
He's right. When we always get there early, innit? We get there like half an hour early, and just practice things, man. Repetition, so the coaches can see it as well. You know what I mean? Because it always sticks in their mind.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel, and the reason that because it's something you said before that the coaches, like, you know, people are watching everything. So if you're consistently early and they get there and you're just, I don't know, you're just firing balls into the corners, whatever, like they'll notice these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to, you know, keeping players on and releasing players, like they'll just that might just give you that little advantage, you know.
That's exactly. Listen, he said it, man. That's exactly it. That's what I tell Isaac. I said, listen, let them see, because he likes to do it as well, isn't it? So now it's embedded in him. When we get to training, some of the kids want to stay on their, you know what I mean, stay on the phones, just chat in the car. He's out the car, innit? Because I told him that, because that's what I never did, innit? All the things I didn't do, I'm telling him to do. So he's like a better version of man. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I'd say that's the most important. Get to training early and just do your bits and your work on your weak point. That's the main thing.
Big up to Isaac, by the way. Big up to my nephew Isaac, man. He is a good player. I've seen him. I saw him when he played against West Ham, and trust me, he's a player. One to watch for the future. I'm sure.
He loves West Ham and Tottenham. He loves playing against West Ham and Tottenham. He loves it.
You know what? Just a quick one. Please remember, like and subscribe. Any comments you put out will be mentioned. So thanks for all the comments that are coming so far. We've got Trimmer who says great interview. Thanks, Trimmer, for that. We've got Derek saying positive energy. I think that's Beefy. Yes, Beefy, what's going on, bro? Positive energy. Dan, I'm telling you, man, this has been like really, really good and really insightful. And it's good to hear a side of the game that you don't normally hear about. That's what that's what we want to do. We want to talk about those things that people don't talk about. So that's been really good. But we're going to end on a little bit of a
man.
Beefy. He's just said, yeah, it's me. I thought it was.
And listen.
Um,
Yeah, listen. I need to get people. You need to get a couple man on here that have actually gone that step further as well. Because
I'll be coming back. I'll be coming back to you for
yeah,
that.
man.
Don't worry.
Yeah, man. I'll try.
we'll,
I'll
we'll,
try
we'll,
to do
we'll,
something.
we'll get you on again. We'll get you on again as well. It's been really good. But I want to finish on a little bit of winner
I want
stays
to cuss
on.
Arsenal as well, man. But we'll save that for another time. Hey,
We'll
Mo,
do, yeah,
listen.
we'll get.
I'm in a group with 5 Arsenal fans. You know, 5. You should have heard the way they were going on yesterday. Mad.
Hey, I was nothing but honest, man. Um, by the way, Flamboyant was in that group. Flamboyant, who has been on Dunk Gas and will be returning to Dunk Gas. We're going to do a quick winner stays on. I just want to get your opinion. These are Premier League forwards, so that could be anywhere in the forward line, whether past and present. So just give me the winner stays on. So we've got Sadio Mane or Gareth Bale.
Mane, man. Mane.
Sadio Mane or Fernando Torres.
Torres, because those first 2 seasons, you can't. Yeah, Torres.
All right, Fernando Torres or Robin van Persie.
Oh, Torres all day, man. Van Persie only turned up at Man United, man.
He scored 30 goals for us the season before as well. Fernando Torres or Gianfranco Zola?
See, we're talking strikers. Thinking Fernando Torres, he was a better striker.
Forwards. Okay. Fernando Torres or Nicolas Anelka?
Torres, he did it longer in the Premier League.
Fernando Torres or Ruben Nistelrooy?
Torres, because Nistelrooy didn't listen.
Oh.
He didn't turn up against the big teams, you know. Check his resume. He didn't turn up against the big teams.
Okay.
He didn't score very many big goals.
Fernando Torres or Alan Shearer?
It has to be Shearer, innit? That record's mad. Shearer, man. That stiff
mad.
celebration. Shearer,
Alan
man.
Alan Shearer or Harry Kane?
Shearer.
Alan Shearer or
Kane
Didier Drogba?
ahead of a lot of people.
Okay, well he's not here. He's not ahead of Shearer though. Alan Shearer or Didier Drogba? So you got Shearer ahead of Drogba as well.
Listen, I think people would prefer to play against Shearer than Drogba. I think Drogba would be a hard. He'd be more hard work, but Shearer.
Who are you picking though?
Shearer.
Shearer, yeah. Okay. This will be interesting. Alan Shearer or Luis Suarez?
Shearer.
Wow. Alan Shearer or Dennis Bergkamp?
Bergkamp.
I knew you were going to say that.
Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp or Sergio Aguero? This is a tough one. Dennis Bergkamp or Sergio Aguero? You don't know Bergkamp. Okay.
Bergkamp, because Aguero wasn't really a team player, man. He wasn't really a team player.
Okay, this is going to be a hard one as well. Dennis Bergkamp or Andrew Cole? All them goals he scored and didn't take penalties.
Listen, remember
that's a tough one.
You'd have to have 5 to score 2.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Remember his stepovers. Yeah.
They were high, innit? You do the one high one, innit?
But you know what? Big up to Andrew Cole, man, because I remember getting his autograph when we used to go and watch F1 at Wimbledon, and he gave me his autograph.
He was a real one.
He was cool. He was cool.
I respected him for that. He was a real one.
So you going with Bergkamp or Cole?
Bergkamp.
All right, Dennis Bergkamp or Wayne Rooney?
Those 3 goals. Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp or Erling Haaland?
Bergkamp, but you should have done goal scorers against goal scorers, innit? Because we're talking all around Bergkamp, innit? Yeah, Bergkamp.
I'm just doing forwards. Okay, but Dennis Bergkamp or Mo Salah?
Bergkamp. Salah's very good.
Wow.
He's just too selfish, man. I don't know.
All right, there's two more. We're almost at the end there. Dennis Bergkamp or Cristiano Ronaldo?
Ronaldo.
I knew you were going to
That
say
season, though,
Ronaldo.
you know why? That season he had tops any
that
of
was that
Bergkamp
was
seasons, isn't it?
that was
That,
unreal.
that one he won the one he won the Ballon d'Or, isn't it? That was better than any of Bergkamp. I'll say Bergkamp season.
Finally, Cristiano Ronaldo or Thierry Henry.
I knew you'd save that one for last, you know. What? Yeah.
Give it to Ronaldo.
You know what? It's a tough one, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
No,
This
wait,
is
what
this is not winner saves
are we
on for
just?
you, bro.
No, you know what? You know what? You know what it is, yeah. Like I said, that season that Ronaldo had beats anyone's, isn't it? But for what Henry did for free, I swear, what did he get 3 golden boots in a row?
He's
Was
had
it 2?
three in a row, but he's had 4 altogether. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, when you've done that and you do the assists, it's the assists as well, isn't it? I don't think
Keep
Ronaldo
telling them
had.
that them man.
Yeah.
20 plus goals, 20 plus assists, a
You
record
would
that still
prefer.
stands
I
now.
think if you ask any players, yeah, both of those players in their prime, they would rather have played with Henri, innit? Because of the assists. I'll say Henri, innit? Has to be Henri, man. I think he's the
Okay, there
best
we
player to
go.
play Premier League.
King Henry. Not my words, not the words of an Arsenal fan, but the words
You know,
of Danny Koku.
listen, you're never getting a better player than that, man, ever again, man.
Unreal, man. I know that JD's looking like he's seen a ghost, man. Like, I know he gave your team nightmares and that, but you know, you just
No,
got to say it how it is, man. We'll do
no,
one. We'll do the next one on centre backs, innit? Sol Campbell.
get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Listen,
Don't mention that guy's
listen.
name, man. Don't mention his
Just a
name.
reminder, and just got 1 or 2, just a quick one. We've got 1 or 2 more comments just quickly. So we've got Trimmer there. Love this, he says. We've got Beefy here and parents that have kids in academy. And sorry if I didn't get to read all the comments. I have tried to get to them all. But don't forget, again, this has been Don't Gas the Badge. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you again from myself, Buckstar, from JD, of course, and Daniel Ikoku. Absolutely brilliant interview. Thanks for coming on. We're definitely getting you on again.
Yeah, man.
Much love, man. And
Something
all the
more
best
light-hearted,
for
man. Something more
Yeah, man.
light-hearted for
We'll
me,
do
innit?
something more
I felt too
light-hearted,
deep
man.
there, man. I
Definitely.
felt too deep, man. Way
We'll
too
do
deep,
something
man.
light-hearted next time, man. Don't worry. And all the best for Isaac and his future and his career and everything as well.
Yeah, safe,
Peace,
man.
everyone. Peace, everyone.
All right, cool.